And it's a very good morning to the Gelding on yet another overcast winter's day in Melbourne, and racing at the very amateur turf club's headquarters at Caulfield, Gelding. Hopefully,
yes,
we can pick a winner. Hopefully, we can pick a winner.
Yeah, look, a very hard day, a very cold day, 5 degrees outside, Professor. Races at Caulfield. Track us off 6, rail out 12 metres, and a very, very difficult program. As I said to you previously, I'll be looking at a very, 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 very quiet day on the punt, Professor.
Now, Gelding, it's not for me to correct you, but I did a little bit of homework this morning just before I came on and looked at the current track rating. Current track rating is now back to a good 4.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
Professor, with a heavy dew.
Did you use the penetrometer on your front lawn this morning, Gelding?
When I went out to get the paper this morning, there was a bit of dew on the ground, Professor. So there's no wind about. Heavy raining. Look, if it is a good 4, fantastic. But
you can't see how it could be.
I'll be working on the softer side of good. Put it that way.
Okay. And just for punters,
it certainly won't be a fast 3.
All right. And just for punters, I checked racing.com just then. The rail's back in the true position.
Oh, right. I'm reading the previous rail. My apologies, Professor.
There you go. Sorry. Yeah, not for me to contradict you, Gelding, but...
No. Glad to put my hand up whenever you make a mistake. I was just having a quick look and I saw the rail out 12 metres and I forgot the word previous in front of it. So everyone's entitled to make a mistake, Professor.
Gelding.
Look, a true rail in the true position. As you said, a good 4. Well, we've started off the show well, haven't we? So
you can ignore the rest of the tips, I guess. No, not at all.
Well, I'd be
they'll still be red hotties, Gelding.
I'd be looking for the on paces then today, Professor.
Yeah. All right, Gelding. What are your 2 best bets for today?
Well, as I said to you, Professor, I'll be taking a very low-key approach today to my punting, but I do like one, and that's in the main race. That's John Monash Stake, a Group 3 sprint race over $1,100. I think this race will be dominated by the Sydney horses, Professor, and I'll be going Malkovich, ridden by Jamie Carr, trained by Bjorn Baker. I'm hoping before this race, Jamie Carr's notched up 100 and wins for the season because she, had a bit of an off day at Sandown during the week, as we found out, Professor. But I like Malkovich, number 10 from the other Gerald Ryan trained horse, Villamai. And of course, I always throw in the Blue Army's horse Veradine in this type of race, Professor. It's in its right class, but I think it may get back. And Malkovich on pace, I think may be the bet of the day, Professor. And will probably be one of probably my only bet at Caulfield.
Yeah, Gelding, I can't argue with you there. The 3 horses that I looked at in that race were, in fact, Malkovich, Viridine, and Villamai. So, if punters are interested, that might be a pretty good trifecta to take.
Yes, I think the Sydney boys might have it over the Melbourne horses at the moment, Professor.
And what's your other bet, Gelding?
Excuse me, Professor. I do like, and maybe one to throw in, race 7, Chief El Tony, trained by Alexander Ray, a very, very good up-and-coming trainer in at Cranbourne, ridden by Tommy Stockdale, claiming 2. It's won 2 of its last 4, Professor, been placed on one other occasion and 4th. So I'll be thereabouts coming into this benchmark 84 with only carrying 54.5 kilos, Professor. So I think that round about the $4 mark may be a good each way bet. So I'll be making my second tip, race 7, number 9, Chief Old Tony. Now, Professor, what do you like?
All right, Gelding. I agree with you that it's a very hard day to pick winners. And so, as we always do, urge the viewers to bet each way. Because in a day when it's hard to pick winners, if you go for something with a little bit of value that might not be able to win, but could well finish in the first 3, you're going to at least get some return for your money.
Yeah.
So that's how I've approached today. My first tip, race 2, the Ned's Filter Form Handicap, 3-year-old race for over 1,100 metres. Horse 3, Pioneer River, from barrier 4. It's had 2 wins from 13 starts, but the breeding's what got me. A Schnitzel horse, and as we all say, everyone wants a Schnitzel.
Yeah, everyone wants a Schnitzel.
Being ridden by Bretty Preble, who's in career form at the moment, 14%. Not as high as Jamie Carr, of course, but hardly anybody is. So I think that's a good bet, trained by Ben Hayes. The threat, as I said, horse 4, who's actually ridden by Jamie Carr, Deep Speed. Now, punters at the moment can get $11 and $3 fixed for that horse. So it's not a bad each way bet, Gelding.
Very good each way bet for a horse that's had 7 placings out of its 13 starts, Professor. A couple of wins, so it's got to be a good bet. Again, I like, as I said, I like Deep Speed in that race, but look, a very open race, Professor, and a good each way bet. Pretty Preble. People forget Jamie Carr he holds the record at 99.5 wins, Professor. So
he'd want to beat Carr home, wouldn't he?
Yeah, so he'll be trying hard just to keep his name up there. He's not shy, Brett Preble, but after he had that season, he went over to Hong Kong and became one of the leading jockeys over there, and has now returned home to Melbourne. And it's just finding his way. It doesn't seem to get a lot of rides, but just seems to be there. But you're getting a world-class jockey on a horse trained by the Hayes dynasty that just keeps churning out winners there, Professor. So maybe in the contest.
And my second selection, Gelding, race 6, the Behind the Barriers Boxing Challenge, 3-year-old race over 2,000 metres. I like horse 9 uniquely. 12 starts for a win and 5 placings, so just on the 50% place rate there.
Yeah.
What I liked about it, Gelding, was when we were on Unique Artist several weeks ago.
Yeah.
It ran second to Unique Artist and beat the top weight in this race, Home Namakwa. Will Price is on board, so there's a 1.5 kilo claim. It'll be running with 52.5 kilos on its back. So I'm thinking it's a very good selection. I see the 2 threats in that race to it, Namakwa and Red Santa, also ridden by Jamie Carr.
Yeah. Oh, Professor, it's going to be roundabout there. And what odds are we showing on the tote at the moment?
Currently showing $18, Gelding, with $4.80 fixed. So
what a beautiful each way bet, Professor. So
I think so, Gelding.
That's, you got to like that. So it's got to be in there. Will Price, Dan O'Sullivan from South Australia must think it's a chance. Will Price in the top 5 jockeys at the moment, even though he's having a bit of a cold spell the last 20-odd rides, but was right up there. So let's hope that he can kick that one home and beat Jamie Carr. So I like them, Professor. $11 and $18.
Yeah, and
And it may be that type of day. And each way, as you said, a nice little collect when it's paying $4.80 even.
yes, and you could do worse than the trifecta of Red Santa, Namakwa, and Uniquely.
Yeah, it could be that day, and that would pay fairly well, Professor.
I would have thought so, Gelding. The Professor's Parlay.
Yeah, very successful Professor's Parlay.
Yes, torpedoed by Manly,
Oh.
who somehow managed to lose to Cronulla. Who somehow managed to lose to Cronulla. Nobody can understand that, Gelding, but never mind.
Yeah, Professor. Look, yeah, rugby league form. What do you make of that? It's getting hard to follow. It's like following the Caulfield track. Who knows?
All right, Gelding. The agreed bet of the day, race 8, horse 10, Malkovich, which is currently showing 270 on the tote, into the Sydney Roosters to come back from a 46-0 drubbing by Melbourne Storm last week to beat the Canterbury Bulldogs, who went down 66-0 to Manly. Sydney Roosters with a points differential of plus 76. Canterbury Bulldogs with a terrible points differential of minus 296. So I think Canterbury could start now and they still wouldn't win, Gelding.
The wheels have just fallen off over there, Professor, haven't they, on your doggies?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
It pains me to say that, Gelding.
Yeah.
Sydney Roosters currently showing $1.08, so nobody's thinking that Canterbury are going to pull off some sort of miracle this afternoon. And that into what I think is a really good bet at $1.20, the Brisbane Lions to beat St Kilda, not playing at the Gabba, but at Metricon Stadium. So Brisbane third with 11 wins to beat St Kilda 12th with 7 wins. As I said, Brisbane $1.20. The parlay showing 7-2.
Beautiful, Prof.
Not a bad result, Gelding.
I like it, Professor. Certainly like it. So, look, I think on a day like today, it will be very good. And you're off to local football today, Professor?
Yes, off to local football to have a look at some of the young fellas run around, Gelding. It should be a good day. And tomorrow, Sports Fan Radio is back. Unfortunately, Gelding, you're out of the side.
Yes, a scratching, Professor. So it could be a big day tomorrow on your show, celebrating women's, hopefully a very successful Women's Day on the Saturday with Jamie Carr notching up 100 winners at Caulfield and breaking the record and be the first person, not only the first female, but the first person to write 100 winners in a season, in a Victorian metropolitan season. And hopefully tonight, the Barty party continues with Wimbledon. So
I'm sure that Cooter will have plenty to say about that if she gets up.
Oh, well, Professor, even if she doesn't get up, she's had a wonderful tournament, and she's just a fantastic tennis player and a fantastic. She's what you want to be in an international sports person. So she's done fantastic, whatever the result, but let's hope she completes a dream and wins.
Yep. So, Gelding, until next Saturday, it's good luck.
And good punting.